Hey, what's going on, everybody? For those who know me, my name is Harry Wesley Burley. I go by Wesley. Um, I've now broken into the life coaching scene in Toronto and I'm in the running for being one of the top life coaches in Toronto right now. Hard to believe, eh? But it's true. And I started making these videos. I made a couple before this, but because I was in a place that I was successful, but I always wanted to do this once I got to a place where I could say, yeah, I'm doing it. You know, like what I'm trying to tell you, I've done, it works, and I'm doing it. So I'm at that place right now, and I'm living my dream. You know, uh, I do life coaching all throughout the days, at night sometimes. I'm a foreman in one of the top construction companies in Ontario. Eventually I'll be doing life coaching full time, and that's gonna be soon. But for me to be where I am is a miracle in itself, and I am so thankful and so grateful for this. And every day I say it out loud, how thankful and grateful I am for everything in my life, because I am truly been blessed. I've been blessed with the knowledge and understanding of things that can make you have whatever type of life you want. I've been blessed with this. I know this. Those of you who know me know that when I set my mind to something and I want to do something, I do it. Those of you who don't know me, you will see and you will understand this. Now, when I say I'm blessed with this knowledge, I know that I'm blessed with it, but it came with a duty, and that was my duty was to share it with people, help people improve the qualities of their lives. Now, it's funny because yesterday I was listening to Les Brown, and I've listened to Les Brown, I couldn't tell you how many times. I listen to these tapes, I go to these seminars, but I started realizing that all these people, they start out, I guess you kind of have to tell your hardships so that people understand what you've overcome. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, how the hell am I going to sum that up? That will be one long video if I do that. So, I'm going to try to sum it up. And those who know me, you know my story, you know a lot about me, but those who don't, this is for you. And I'm going to try to make it brief just so you know where I come from and where I'm at. You'll realize it's a miracle to be here. So I grew up poor, in the gutters. Alcoholic father, was my stepfather, but still was my father. I had two brothers and a sister, but they were rarely there, so I dealt with most of that. My mother worked at nights, and when she was home and he was home, all they did was fight. So a lot of us have experienced that. I went under a lot of abuse. I'm not gonna get into a lot of it out of respect for my family. People know what I've been through. But at the end of it all, I ended up on the streets at 13 and 14, and literally on the street. I didn't have a place to go. I was too proud to ask my friends. I was too proud back then to ask my friends. I found a parking garage that had an entrance, and underneath the stairs it was heated in there, and I could hide there and sleep. And that's what I did. I remember calling my mother and asking my mother for $20. And Ma, you can say whatever you want if you're seeing this. I forgive you. I love you now. But this is how it went, and I have to tell it like this. And I got the money don't grow on trees speech. I'm 14 on the street with hunger pains. I don't know if you've ever experienced hunger pains, but I don't wish it on anybody. So at this time, I'm a good kid. Like I've never really gotten in any trouble. Like you know, as messed up as my family was, I played sports. I kind of stayed away from the. I lived in the hood with the, but I kind of stayed away from it at the same time. But now here I am, smack dab in it, and in it thick. You know. So I remember thinking, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? One of my friends said, come stay at my house. So I went to stay at his house. I stayed a couple nights, and by the second night, I could hear his parents in the kitchen arguing, fighting, just like mine would. And I said, is this normal? He said, no. So I'm listening. And they're fighting about, they were so poor themselves, just the extra milk to feed me. And I mean, I remember we ate ketchup and rice at that house for 2 meals that I was there. To feed me that, they couldn't afford. So I packed my bag, I jumped out the window, and I went back to the streets. Sum it all up, I ended up getting it in my head that if I pulled an armed robbery with these guys, I could take that money, give it to my buddy's parents, and then they'd be good, and I could live there and I could go to school. That's what was in my head. Well, didn't turn out like that. I ended up at my brother's house, actually, which is kind of funny, and after dinner I'm on the back fire escape having a smoke, and my sister-in-law, who I love with all my heart, comes to me and she says, Wes, someone's at the door for you. I said, well, just tell them to come back, I'm just having a cigarette. And she's like, no, I think you gotta go see these people. I said, okay. So I went and seen them. It was major crime unit, and I was now under arrest for armed robbery in disguise with intent. So I got up to City Hall, and I was in the major crime unit, and they were trying to interrogate me. Now at the time they didn't even think it was me, because I had done some things to make it that it was me, but they just thought I had the knowledge and knew about everything that was going on. And I remember my family looking at me, mainly my father, who I love, who is, God rest his soul, I didn't say nothing bad. He looked at me and he said, if you did the crime, you do the time. So I did the crime. So I decided I was going to do the time. And that's where I could get my school, and it would make me strong. And I would be off the street, and I would have somewhere to get sleep and eat. So I went in there and I threw them off from anybody else that could possibly be involved, and I took the fall for an armed robbery with 5 guys involved. I went down. And I got 3 years for that, I believe. So then I entered the system. Now I'm in the system. This kid. So I wasn't built for it then, I learned the first night. I remember they had to send us to an adult jail for a night because of the weather. They were shipping us out to the juvie, to the youth detention center. They couldn't because there was the weather, so they brought us to an adult jail, out to the county jail. And I remember getting strip searched for my first time. And just being like, what's going on? I'm just a kid, right? I remember rolling my sleeves up to look tough because they actually had back then the blue denim shirts and the jeans. And I had my bundle and I'm walking. I'm scared out of my mind. And at that moment, I put a mask on that lasted almost 20 years. I realized then that I had to be someone different. So I was in and out of group homes, in and out of jail after that, and then I ended up coming to Ontario. Came to Ontario, I got mixed up with some gangs, and got picked up here on an armed robbery charge from down there, and got flown back down there to deal with that at 8. I was 17 months away from my birthday, and they sentenced me to another 3 years for armed robbery. Another armed robbery. I took the fall for. Nobody else went to prison but me. I did my time. I got out. I got deep in the game. Really, really deep. To the point where, my friends were plotting on me. People I was trying to help were plotting on me. I remember walking one night in the path and praying to God and saying, you know what, I don't even care about all this. I just want somebody around me that's real. I remember that. All I could think of is, the whole time I was there, all I could think of is, how am I going to get out? How am I going to get out? And I did it in any way I could think of, I thought I was going to be a rapper. I started rapping. I was building studios. I had other people doing it. I got into Toronto. I got meeting everybody. I was flying producers in from New York. Like, I just wanted out of the game. This wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me. I just didn't know how to get out. I couldn't find a way out. Nobody showed me the working world. I didn't even know anything about that, So, but this time, I decided in that cell, laying on my back with broken ribs, again inflicted by people I used to love, for reasons I don't know, truly. And those who know me, you know this is true, but I'm thankful for that, because it opened up my eyes, and it made me strong. And I ripped that fucking mask off, and now I'm me. And I literally have everything I want. Literally, I have close to $1 million home, $860,000 home. I have a beautiful family. I'm in the process of trying to reach out to my son that I haven't talked to in a long time, because my baby's mother. With every, that's another thing altogether. I'm not going to throw her under the bus. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I've overcome in my life. Through all that time, people who know that life, that it is constant worry, constant stress, constant looking over your shoulder, constant reading every single person, constant not trusting nobody, constant loneliness, constant hurting, constant pain, it's hell, but hey, you make money. You don't keep it though, because it always leaves. So I got out and I said, this isn't working for me. I want to change people's lives. I want to use what I've went through, and I want to change people's lives. And I was talking to counselors and telling them, like, this is what I want to do. This is my plan. I want to help people like me get out. And they're looking at me like, you're sitting here and you got a pair of jeans, a wife beater, and a new pair of shoes. So I understood that, and I was like, okay. I gotta make it. I gotta build a foundation. I gotta do it, and I gotta do it fast. And they're like, slow down. I'm like, no, speed up. I started out wiping down cars at a car wash. I was sitting there the first day in the halfway house, and this old guy was there, and he's saying how he could have had this job. I said, what was that information? I never even worked a day in my life. I said, what was that job? He told me, oh, you wouldn't want to do it. I said, don't tell me what I want to do. What is it? He's like, it's just working at a car wash, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to do it. Give me the number. Got the number, got the pass, went down there that day, got the job, started work the next day. I'm wiping down cars. I needed to kill my ego. And that killed my fucking ego. But I learned a lot there too. And I'm thankful for that. But I didn't stop. I still wanted more. So then I got a next job. And another job. In my mind, I want to get to construction. And in my mind, other side of my mind, I want to do this thing where I help people. I want to coach people. I want to create something. I want to help guys that were getting out of prison that were like me, who didn't want this stuff no more. but they didn't want to lose the quality of their lives. Why should we have to give up the quality of our lives just to change? You don't have to. For those of you who are sitting there watching this, you don't have to. The quality of my life right now is better than it has ever been, and those of you who know me know that I rolled hard. And I'm living now a better quality life than I ever have. And anybody can do this. And those of you who are interested, you can get a hold of me. I'll leave a link or whatever. But you got to be serious. You got to be serious. And it's like I said, you need to overcome things. You got to relate pain to it. And boy, could I relate pain to that life. Could I ever relate pain to that life? So within 4 years, I am now a foreman in one of the biggest construction companies in the province. I can be proud of that, and I am proud of that. Like I said, I live in a beautiful home. I got a beautiful family. Life is always gonna hit you. Life is always gonna hit you, no matter what. I got problems going on right now too, but I don't look at them as problems. That's the thing. You've got to change the way you look at things. A lot of you say, I've already done all this, I already did this, I don't understand why I'm not happy. Well, you're not happy because what's your idea of what that was supposed to look like when you got there and it didn't look like that, you're not happy because you're missing something, right? I hope people realize this. This is really brief, everything I'm saying right now. But the point is that I have been there and I have been through the shit, and I have the proof to prove to you that the knowledge that the powers to be has given me, I've been through all that stuff, and I'm sitting here with you, and people say I wear my heart on my sleeve. That used to offend me, because I used to think that was weak. But yeah, I got a huge heart, I know how to use it now. I know how to protect it now, but I want to help because I can help, and it's my duty to help. And so this video is already getting really, really long, but I just want to tell you guys that don't give up. Don't give up, If you want lasting change, you can get it. Whatever you want in your life, you can get it. You can get it. Nothing's out of reach. It just you might have to put in some work. Like, it's not just gonna fly here and be like, boom, here you go. Nothing great comes without sacrifice. You gotta ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice to get whatever it is you want? Are you willing to let all your friends go? To create a new circle of friends that are like-minded? Are you willing to move out of this neighborhood and move maybe into this neighborhood? Are you willing to work 12-hour days? What is it? What is it you're supposed to do? What is it you're willing to do? Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to sacrifice something. I sacrificed everything. And I am so glad and so thankful I did. I love everybody that I used to roll with, and they know that. Some of them want to kill me, and I still love them, for no reason, just money. But where I'm at in my life now, I'm so thankful and so grateful. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you can get the same thing, the exact same thing. And like I said, you just got to realize, you got to first of all recognize what it is do you want. What do you want? And I need to know if you guys want me to keep making these videos. So leave comments and stuff. This video already is way too long. I just want to give you an idea of where I was in life and what was going on and what I've overcome and where I'm at, and that I can help you get there and I can help you make change. And on the next videos I make, I'm going to start focusing on things like that. I know I already made 2 videos like this, but this is different. I'm in a different place in my life, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, anything you want is possible. Anything you want. And it's my duty to share with you what I know, and whether or not you take it in, that's entirely up to you. And that's entirely up to whether your soul is mature enough to understand it. But I'm going to cut this short for now. I hope you enjoy this and understand who I am, and I hope you look forward to the next video I make, and leave some comments so that I know that you look forward to it. And thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.